Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream. I wasn't actually planning to do a live stream, but then I noticed today that I almost hit 13,000 subscribers. I thought, oh, you know what, I'm gonna try to see if I can reach that online. And the chances are very low because it's not that often that I get 7 subscribers. Because how many do I need? I have a view with a sub count. Let me see, where is that? I think it's here, right? Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So you can see I have 12,992 subscribers. So I still need 8 subscribers. And the chances that I will get that in the next hour or half hour is practically 0. But I thought maybe if I go live, it will go quicker. Of course, we gotta do something in the meantime. So, yeah, Paul says, sorry man, I can't help you, I already subscribed. I know, but you could call a friend. You know what? I mean, it's fun if I can reach the 13,000 now, but if I don't reach it, it's not a big deal. So I was actually working on some D7 lines, some non-altered D7 lines. So it may be a good chance to talk a little bit about what that means, non-altered. And also, maybe can somebody tell me if my voice is still distorting slightly? Because yesterday my voice was distorting slightly, and I think I figured out what it was. It was because the level of my Windows settings was maxed out, so not the level on the microphone. I had some kind of weird thing, but I think I fixed it. So if I'm still distorting, please let me know. Otherwise, all good here. Okay, great. 993. I got 1. 7 more. So let's talk a little bit about what altered means and non-altered and octatonic and whole tone. So that is basically the colors of a dominant chord. And by the way, you can, if you want, you can give me a super chat. I'm trying to push that, but so you can tip the stream if you want to. You don't have to, of course. But if you do that, then a notice will come up on the screen and I will see that and I can react to any question you have immediately. So what does it mean, altered or non-altered? It has nothing to do with the scale or with a certain selection of notes you have to add to the dominant chord. Well, that's wrong. It has to do with 2 notes you add to a dominant chord. So you could add a 9 and a 13 to a dominant chord, and the way you do that determines which color you're playing. So if you play both flat 9, flat 13, so let's say we have E7, and I add a flat 9, so an F, and a flat 13, so a C, that is a altered sound. Flat 9, flat 13. So notes, I'm not talking about sharp 9 or sharp 11. Those 2 notes determine the color of the dominant chord. So flat 9, flat 13 means altered. So the opposite of flat 9, flat 13 would of course be 9 and 13. So F sharp and C sharp. That's the opposite of altered, and there's no real name for it, but you could call it normal dominant or unaltered, or I've heard people call it mixolydian sharp 11 or mixolydian. I usually call it normal dominant or unaltered. Now, those are the 2 opposites. Now there are 2 other colors which are in between those 2. So for instance, you have flat 9 and normal 13. So an F and a C sharp. So, right? That's what we would call octatonic or half whole diminished. And the opposite of that is of course 9 flat 13, so an F sharp and a C. And that is what we would call augmented or whole tone, right? And of course there are scales for all of these, but the only thing that determines or the only thing that you have to do to play these colors is play with the 9 and the 13. And when you use which color, that's all up to you, it's a matter of taste. But as a general rule, you could say if it's a dominant chord resolving to minor, so if it's E7 to A minor, you generally want to play an altered sound, right? With a, so with a flat 9 and the flat 13. And the easy way to do that is to play F minor. Right, then you hit both notes. It's all F minor. If you want to play octatonic, an easy way to do it is to play an octatonic scale. That would be the easiest thing. So you start from the root, and then you play this kind of whole step, half step. And if you want to play augmented, you play a whole tone scale. So. And if you want to play normal dominant, you probably play some kind of you probably play a mixed linear scale. So, but here's the thing: I don't think in scales. So I think in phrases, right? So what I was doing, because I have lots of altered phrases, I even have a bunch of octatonic phrases, but I don't have a lot of variety in non-altered stuff. I made a video about the 3-2-1 system, if you want to call it system, which basically means, so let's say we're talking about D7. So when you play this, so it's 3-2-1, right? 3-2-1. That is an easy way for me to play non-altered dominance. Or play some kind of thing like A minor 6. But I was working on some linear lines, and I just made some tab. I didn't really practice them yet, but let's take a look at the tab. So here's the first line, and maybe I should move it a little bit. Can I do that? Does that help? Not really. Okay, well, let's leave it like this, because so the line sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Oh, that's chromatic. That's it, yeah. So it ends on the F sharp, so you could say maybe it goes to G. You could play a G major 7 arpeggio there. Ah, I got a new subscriber. You see, when you subscribe, I get this cool GIF playing. So now I should have 994. Yep, great. Thanks. Okay, so this line, you could call it a bebop line. You could say, well, it's kind of a Mixolydian sounding line. It is, right? You could think about the Mixolydian scale, and if the Mixolydian sharp 11 even, although there's no, yeah, there's a G sharp. But so the reason I don't think about it is because there's so much chromaticism in this line that in order to make Mixolydian sound like this, you have to add so much chromaticism that you're not playing Mixolydian anymore. That's why I prefer to think in phrases instead of scales. So, and this phrase is very easy to find for me because it actually starts on the root with the lead tone. And from here, you could play an altered line to to G by playing it diminished, or you could go immediately to G. So now to transpose this, it's super easy. You just find the root on the A string of any dominant chord. So let's say E7. Here's the root. I'll play the same fingerings. And yesterday I was showing how to practice lines like this. This line is new for me, but I think I accidentally deleted it from the video yesterday. So let's do it again because we have time. I still have 994 subscribers. So let's get a metronome going here, and then I will show you how I would practice that line. Here's my metronome. Going here, and then I will show you how I would practice that line. Metronome. How do I? Going here. Okay, sorry, yeah, there was some feedback. Okay, so I have a metronome. Let's take a slow tempo like 120. And I have clicks on all 4 beats. Da da dee 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 doo da da da. And I will just play this, watching my timing and clarity. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, I think it sounds kind of okay. So let's do beats 1 and 3 only. 1, 2, 3, 4. First sing, right, to get the feel for the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't care about the singing notes. I only care about singing the rhythm, and it's all 8th notes, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have still the feeling that in the beginning the timing is not there. That was much better. So what you should look for when you practice this for the timing is that all the swinging your 8th note is as consistent as possible, right? Lots of problems with timing is because people are not consistent in their string rhythm, right? They play 2 notes straight, and then there's 2 notes heavily swung, and then there's 2 notes kind of swung. You make a choice about how you want to play it. You want to play it straight? Okay. You want to play heavily swung? Then keep all the 8th notes consistent. So that's what I'm focusing on. And of course I'm repeating the lick over and over, so I'm getting it in my fingers. So again, let's play it, and now let's do 2 and 4. And I'm focusing on the consistency of my string rhythm. And I'm choosing for a heavily swung kind of feel, because that's what I like. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so the C and the B, they are long in the string rhythm, so they should be long, and the notes after that, the A and the G sharp, should be short. That's good. Okay, so the next exercise would be to do only beat 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And now do the last one, so only beat 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And I'm not looking at the metronome, right? There's lights going, but I try only to listen, so you could close your eyes. Okay, now let's speed it up a little bit, just to show you. Let's go to 150. I would never make that jump for real, but and let's start 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 and 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. So let's do only beat 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, on beat 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. So you see, by doing this, it's a lot of fun to do that, right? And you keep it interesting while you're repeating that line over and over. And I would do it in some other keys, maybe I would go through the circle fifths. So let me give a demonstration. So let's say I'm on beats 2 and 4 with the metronome. Oh, you want to on end? Yeah, you want to do that? Let's do 3 end. It's very difficult. I can try it. F4, 1, 2, 3, F4, 1, 2, 3, F4, 1, 2, 3, F4, 1, 2, 3, F4, 2, body, gaddy, body. 2, 3, F4, 2, 3, F4, 1, 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 2, 3, F4. I think I turn it around immediately to the 4. That's very difficult to do. With some lines you could do it, but yeah, that it's not necessary, I think, to be able to do that to sound good. But 1 and 3, 2 and 4, only beat 2, only beat 4. That is a great exercise. So now let's show you how I would do it through the circle fifth. So then also I have to think about the next key. So let's say the metronome is on 2 and 4. So I start D7, then I go down the circle fifth. So I go to G7, C7, F7, B7. Let's do a couple, maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Yeah, like that. And then you keep speeding up the tempo until you can play it in a real swing. But the most important thing is actually the timing, because you keep repeating it over and over again, so you will get it in your fingers, but the timing is the most difficult part of it. And you saw when I switched keys, then my timing started to suffer, because I was thinking about the next chord I was gonna have to play, and then because the fret looked different, you get confused, stuff like that, and then your timing starts to suffer. So do you also recommend going to the circle fifth with this lick? Well, no, I don't recommend that. I'm not saying it's bad, but that takes a lot of time to do, and I said that yesterday. I recommend staying in the same key, in the same fingering, but then just shifting that around until you get that in your playing, until you can actually play that in a song. And once you get that, you could have the option to practice it in different fingers. But I never do. I just jump. It doesn't really matter on guitar if you do that. There's no problems with tuning, and I know I've never found it very beneficial to start practicing all those licks starting on different strings, especially not with a long phrase like this. Of course, you got to break this phrase down. You don't only play it the whole thing. You could start in the middle. You could start. So let's take a look what I'm talking about. So why not start from third bar? So then you would start. Then you have to start on the fifth. Right. So let's say I played in G7. You start on D. Another thing is to think about A7, D7. You could always play, especially when you're starting playing non-altered D7s, play some A minor, and then I like to think about C major 7. And so that connects to the third bar. So I'm playing C major 7. Am I on the right key? No. Let me see. Now I lost it. Okay, so yeah. Sorry, of course, like this. Yeah. So I'm playing C major 7 up. Now I slide to the A, and then I'm on the third bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I work on it. I try to find stuff that connects. Can I connect it to, let's see, an A minor 6 arpeggio? Can I connect it to a diminished arpeggio? I can, right? Maybe I can connect the downward diminished, descending diminished arpeggio to the first bar. Can I connect this C major 7 arpeggio to it? So it's just a matter of experimentation. Sometimes I put in a backing track and start experimenting. But it's a nice phrase, which you can, it's actually a bunch of phrases in a row, if you think about it, because the first bar alone, it's just a good lick for D7. Okay, let's see if there are some questions. Let's see. Best place to look is probably here. Okay, let me see. Some phrases just spend too many strings for that to be reasonable, though. What are we talking about? Not to speak for Christian, but I definitely have found use in practicing some licks that span. Oh, let's go with the counter. All right, that's nice. 995. Wow, 5 more. Not to speak for Christian, but I definitely have found use in practicing some licks that span 4 to 6 strings against different chord shapes starting on low E, low A, D. No, but I'm not saying that it is useless to do it. Many people do that. I just don't. I have found the time that I need to practice those phrases starting on different strings is better spent on practicing the fingering that I do know in different songs with good timing. And I mean, I've limited practice time, so I try to make the most of it. And I know that in the end, I will play most phrases in the fingerings that I'm most comfortable with. So the time that I spent on the less comfortable fingerings is kind of wasted because I probably will never use it. And so it would have been better to practice more, to spend more time on the fingering I like. Of course, it's not a hard and fast rule. There are exceptions, right? So for instance, this kind of phrase. So D7 to G, D7 altered. I did practice in multiple fingerings. For instance, I could play it here. Or like this. Or like this. I did practice it in multiple positions because I found a very good use for it. But it's also a very short phrase. So sometimes there's exceptions, but in general rule, I don't do that. Okay. Where did you get that phrase? It seems like a classical bebop phrase. Where did I get that phrase? I think it's a combination of phrases that I found. I have, for everybody that doesn't know, I have a Patreon link in the description with tons and tons of pages of tab with lines. But you have to know that in my computer, I have hundreds of more pages with tab, neatly categorized, sometimes for a song, sometimes for an artist, sometimes chord type, mostly chord type. So when I don't have inspiration, just go back into those PDFs and start looking what I have. And I think this was a combination of different things from the PDFs and stuff that I transcribed, and I just compiled it. And also thought of just listened to the line and thought, maybe how can I go on with this line, and just came up with it myself. I just did it like an hour ago, but I used the PDFs that I already had. Yeah. So good. Let's go to the second line. So I made another line. So this line, I always try to make, when I do this kind of thing, make lines or find lines, to at least do them at 2 different spots, so that I have a line lower on the neck and a higher on the neck. So the other line that I have is a little bit higher on the neck. I don't think I've played it yet. I just made it. So you will hear me mess up a couple of times. Here it is. Let me see, I have to read it. Oh, it's actually easier than the other line. Also, maybe it sounds more complicated, but it's easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also ends on F sharp, just like the first line. But on this F sharp. And then you're very conveniently here to, I don't know, play to G, or play this minor 6 arpeggio job, A minor 6, or diminished, or A flat 7, to resolve to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it with a little bit with metronome. Let's try, just try it. Maybe we'll challenge ourselves and immediately do it with the metronome beat 2. No, let's start 2 and 4. Because we've got time, right? How many scribes do I have? 995. Come on, guys. 5 more. So metronome. How do you guys like my intro, by the way? I just made today. Did you see it? Did you see it? I can use it as a bumper too. That's fun. Okay, so here I have the metronome. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do beat 2 only. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The line is kind of weird, I see now, because it kind of ends in a way that you think it's the 1 again, but it isn't. But I mean, this line is meant to be played in random places anyway. I mean, you don't have to start this line on the 1. You could start this line. Maybe it's better if you start it on the 2. Let me see. 1, 2. Let's see how it feels with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. It feels better if you start on the 1. Hey! I have a new subscriber. Yes. Great. $9.96, right? No, oh, $9.95. So somebody unsubscribed and then somebody subscribed. Oh, that's too bad. Why would you unsubscribe? I'm giving all these sweet licks. Maybe somebody doesn't like jazz. Okay. And again, so I would try to connect this to C major 7 kind of phrases. You know, what's funny? Maybe we should try to play it on a song. So you've got to be careful playing music in a YouTube video, because if it's copyrighted. But I made some backing tracks on my channel, so let's find one. Let's find the one for Coquette. Coquette backing track. Ah, there it is. I hope I can play my own stuff. If you haven't checked out, I made some backing tracks. I was thinking to make a lot of backing tracks, but then I got bored. So I think that Django's Tiger, Coquette, All of Me, Made for Wesley, that one is very popular. It seems that there's not many others like for Made for Wesley, and I Can Give You Anything But Love. And the nice thing about the backing track is they're very long, so you can go on forever, because that's what I want. This one is 12 minutes, 12 minutes of Coquette. That's a nightmare. So if you want to play these phrases on Coquette, then I have to play them on A7, of course. So then the first phrase would be... And of course it's a very long phrase, but you can play them almost anywhere in Coquette, because it's so D-ish, you know, the A part. So let me just try. I see that line. That works great. Now the second line. How does the second line go again? Okay, I gotta look it up. I forgot. So in A, so I have to start on the third. Okay, let's try that on Coquette. So I spent way less time with this line, so I might mess up, but... Okay, let's try that. No promises. Wow. Okay, see, but this is the process, right? So I just improvise, do whatever I want, but then from time to time I just play that line when I think, when I feel like I have a way to connect it to the rest of the phrases. But it is a difficult thing to do, especially to make it sound convincing as the rest of your lines. But that's the challenge. And then I do it with many songs. Let's do another song. Let's see. Let's do it with oh, Django Stagger. I have Django Stagger. It's also my own backing track. Ah, almost. Ah. See? All the lines, they are good, but except for the lines that I want to play. So then I would do is I stop and I practice those lines again. I would do it again with the metronome. The other one. Okay, let's do another try. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so the first line is kind of okay, but the second line I never managed to play that. Let's practice that again. Okay, E7. A7. I have the feeling there it goes wrong there. It's a technical issue. So I would maybe play a Django Steiger half tempo, but I'm not gonna do that to you because that's very boring. I want to do it one more time, and I just want to play one time. I want to play the second lick. Ah. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, I managed to play it twice. So this is how I practice. Right? This is what I do all day. I just find phrases and practice them like this on many different songs. Usually not in these songs, but more. Well, these are actually great songs to practice it because there's so much time for you to play it. But most recently, I usually like to practice on Ergin. You know this song? So there's this part. So with all the quick 2/5s, it's great to practice your lines, and I like to practice on what is a thing called Love. Usually, those are the two songs I usually practice all my lines, and then I take a Gypsy Jazz song and do the same, something fast, maybe like China Boy or Sheik of Araby. So it's not really working with the subscribers, I think. How many subscribers do I have? 995. Okay, guys, because otherwise it's gonna take forever to get to 13,000. But I'll get there tomorrow for sure. I hope you liked it. I'll go through the questions one more time, and then I think I'll call it a night because I've been live now. I see for 59 minutes, so it's pretty long. So last thing, if you have a question for me, you can type it now. You could even do it through a super chat if you want to tip the stream. Let me find the questions. Okay, here we go. Intro is good, Christian, maybe at a cool Gypsy Jazz lick. Then I have to go back and record and then have to mix and master it again. It's good for now. Greetings from Colombia. Hi, Pablo. Greetings back. In before somebody else claims this as their song. In before somebody else claims this. In before. Not sure what it refers to, but probably at that time it was very logical, but I don't know now. I have music to learn for a gig. I walked backwards into sounds great as always. Oh, got to go. Okay. Do you have some insight of Amati Schmidt's vibrato? No. But it's very, I think it's very fast, right? I'm not sure. I think I did see it on a video of Dennis Chang but I don't know. But the way I do vibrato is, I have a video about it, but the way I do it is I let go of everything except there's only one contact point. It is my finger on the string, and then I just pull the string downwards. That's mostly how I do it. And I like to flatten my finger. And sometimes I do it up. When I do it up, I keep my fingers bent because then I need this arch to push the string up. But down, it's with a flat finger. Okay. I'd like to see more of the chord voicings you used. But I have actually 2 videos about chord voicings. One, I think it's solo chords, and there's one with Mike Moreno stuff, and that's basically what I do, right? I just found nice chord voicings, like this Mike Moreno thing. If I have a 2/5 in F, I play. I mean, I'm not a genius or anything. I didn't come up with that. It's just I transcribed it, and I like to shift that stuff. So I'm just, this is the voicing I want to go to. And I just slide. It's not a nice voicing for F major 7. And so all these voicings I transcribed from recordings, like this thing. I think I got from Pretty Bernstein for E7. I like to use that a lot. Right, so in Django's Tiger. A flat 7 as a kind of retardation sound for A. It's the sound that Django does. Everything is transcribed, right? Everything I do is things I transcribed, and I just try to apply them creatively. How would I practice pull-offs? The most important thing is that it's rhythmical. So if you have this line, that is from this Django tune. What's the name? Rythme Futur. I have this hammer-on. So it's a hammer-on, but it's the same principle. You have to make sure that you don't rush hammer-on and pull-offs, because it's very easy to rush that. Right? You want to do something like, it has to be 8th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be rhythmical. So just for yourself, have the feeling that you really try to play both of those notes. And I don't really ever like try to pull off, right, like with a picking motion. I mean, with a, like, I'm not trying to put strain on my left hand, like do stuff like that. I just let go. I'm not that tall. I'm like, I don't know, 186. meters. I don't know how many feet it is. That's like 5,000 feet. Well, 186. Okay. I'm referring to. Oh, yeah. I see. Censored. Yeah, that's true. But let's hope this is not getting demonetized. But if it is, I know. I'm not making lots of money from the videos anyway. That's why I do the live streams, because then I have this possibility of super chats. Okay. Last question. It makes my back hurt after. What is your posture when playing? I'm leaning on the guitar, right? So my biceps is leaning on the guitar, and so my feet, right? I like my foot to be a little bit higher. So you can use a little foot. What do you call that? I have actually. I use that. I use this little thing here. I don't use it at live gigs, but then I usually raise my foot with my heel against the chair. But for the live stream, I like to have that. Also brings the guitar up to position that you can see it in the camera. So last thing, if you want to have some cool footstool, that's some nice voicings for B7. Let's say no, C7. Practice these voicings. These two, or maybe you could do. So you start with this one. So this the top 4 strings. 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. And you go to 8, 9, 10, 9. And then you go to. So that is 7, 8, 8. 7, 8, 8, 9, 8. Subscribers go down? No, it's 995, right? It was 995 already. Did I miss something? So you could use that many places, right? So the thing I find it, so the first voicing has the sharp 9 at the top. So let's say you want to use it on All of Me. So the first chord C. And then we get E7. A7, E minor, A7, A minor, then we get D7, G7, yeah, so that's, okay, I missed that. But it's 995. I bet tomorrow it will be 13,000. But I'm not making it in the stream. I've seen many people do it, and they always make it. But I've been online for 1 hour 8 minutes, and I still have made it. But that's normal because my channel is really small still, right? For Gypsy Jazz terms, it's okay. People are like, wow, but it's nothing. It's really very small. So I can't count on 5 subscribers in an hour. That if that would happen, if you think about it, if I get 5 subscribers per hour, my channel would grow much faster than it's growing. Now it's going down 994. I see. Somebody unsubscribed. Who unsubscribed? Somebody in the stream? And then subscribed again. Okay, guys. I hope you like it. I will upload the 2 phrases that I played to my Patreon. If you're a patron of mine, you can download them in like 10 minutes and then practice them. And you can go back to this video and see how I used them and how I failed and how I succeeded. And take solace in the fact that I also fail a lot. But I just keep practicing until I succeed. And then the next step would be to play it during a gig, which is a whole other thing because then there's so much stuff happening. I will see you all next stream, I don't know when, maybe 2 days or something, or 3 days. Or, you know, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. That's the nice thing about streaming. I can do it at any time. Bye! Let's watch my intro one more time. Now also my outro.